Time now for sports news with Ayo Balogun.
Many thanks, Gimba. But despite losing to South Korea in the final of the basketball event at the Special Olympic Games in Los Angeles, the coaching crew of Team Nigeria and fans remain proud of the team's performance at the competition. According to them, winning silver at the World Games is a great achievement that can inspire other kids with special abilities not to give up on their condition. Nigeria lost 37-25 to South Korea in the grand finale.
We feel grateful. We are so happy. It's so amazing that we got silver medal. We are so happy. All the players are so happy and they are proud of themselves that they can prove to the world that they have skills and they have ability.
What a fantastic performance. I think that is very good. That is the best one can get out of the training. Those guys are fantastic. They are very lovely to be with. With their disability, they can still bring something out. Silver medal in the World Game. Wow, what are we looking for again?
I've been used to them for the past 1 week. They've been here and it's been awesome. I really appreciate them. I used to be a basketball player as well, but I live here now, so I got just to support the players, and I'm really happy and I'm glad they got a medal, being a supporter, and they achieved something good. So I'm glad and I'm happy about that. Sky is their limit. They can always, achieve whatever their goals are, which I know, they will make it in life. They are very good.
The Nigerian Wrestling Federation has confirmed that 21 wrestlers will be selected from the ongoing trials in Abuja. 8 athletes will feature in the women's category. Another 8 will compete in the men's freestyle, while 5 will fight in the Greco-Man event. Some of the wrestlers taking part in the selection process include Commonwealth gold medalist Odwanyo Adekunroye, Aminat Adeni, Soso Tamara, and Melvin Bibo. Over 148 athletes entered for the trials that will end on Monday next week. Super Eagles left-back Juwon Oshaniwa has signed for Hearts on a 3-year contract. The 24-year-old World Cup defender has spent the last 3 years with Ashdod in Israel's Premier League. Oshaniwa, who has 17 caps, played in all of the Super Eagles matches at the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. But he only made 13 appearances last season as Ashdod suffered relegation from Israel's top flight. Hearts are still awaiting international clearance for the former Sharks FC of Pt.4 defender. The Nigeria Olympic team coach Samson Siasia is set to bring at least 3 changes to his starting 11 in Sunday's Crunch CAF Under-23 Championship qualifier in Congo. Turkey-based forward Omar Aminu is expected to start ahead of Eyimba winger Daniel Eto'o. Aminu saw only 7 minutes of action in the first leg match in Port Harcourt a fortnight ago. Skipper Azubike Okechukwu will be dropped for Esperance-bound Kingsley Sokari, who didn't feature in the first encounter. 2-goal hero Junior Ajayi, Ogenekaro Etebo, Usman Mohammed, Sincere Seth, and Atonda Sodiq are also expected to start the game. Nigeria walks a tightrope after a 2-1 home win in the first leg. Rafael Nadal made light work of Italian Andrea Seppi to reach the final of the Hamburg Open. The 14-time Grand Slam champion has endured a difficult year, surrendering his French Open title, suffering a shock defeat by journeyman Dustin Brown at Wimbledon, and dropping to number 10 in the rankings. But the Spaniard, who is chasing a record 47th clay title, broke his opponent 7 times to seal a comfortable 6-1, 6-2 win in 1 hour and 18 minutes. He will now face Fabio Fognini, who is chasing an almost unthinkable 3rd clay court victory over the Spaniard this season. The Italian, who won the Hamburg title in 2013, beat French qualifier Lucas Pouille 6-2, 7-6 to reach the final.
Santi Spiel des Ersatzes von
Well, Tiger Woods is in good form, firing his lowest 36-hole total in 2 years with a 5 under 66 that now puts him in contention at the Quicken Loans National in Virginia. And the former world #1's display followed an opening round 68 to take him to 8 under, 3 shots off the lead held by Japan's Ryo Ishikawa. Woods, 39, is a 14-time major winner and has slipped to 266 in the world rankings. The American, who missed the cut at both the US Open and the Open, hit his lowest 2-round total since the 2013 World Golf Championships.
Overall, I hit the ball really well today. I was very pleased with that, and made a few putts, but also I missed a bunch too. So this could have been one of those really low rounds. But as of right now, I'm only 1 back. I'm sure I'll be 2 or 3 back by the end of the day, but I'm in a good spot heading the weekend. I feel like I can still compete. I feel like I can still win. I mean, what, a year and a half ago, I won 5 times. I think that's a pretty good number. So it's not that long ago that I was Player of the Year. I know my ranking is awful, but it's a matter of, obviously I was away from the game for a long period of time, plus playing poorly, just compounded it. And I just need to keep playing and keep plugging along, and eventually I'll climb back up.
And that's it on sports news. Gimba will be back with the rest of the news at 10.
Iraq's Kurdistan leaders have sent a strong warning urging the Turkish Kurd separatist forces of the PKK to leave civilian areas amidst continuing Turkish air raids. The call follows reports that civilians have been killed in Turkish raids on PKK targets, which resumed a week ago. Turkish official news agency says that about 260 Kurdish fighters have been killed in strikes in northern Iraq and Turkey itself since then. Hundreds of raids have been carried out on the rebel groups based on both sides of the Iraqi-Turkish border. The strikes against PKK camps in northern Iraq, which began last week, were the first since March 2013, when the ceasefire was called. A piece of debris that experts believe could be from missing flight MH370 has arrived in Paris from the French island, where it was found on Wednesday. The object, believed to be part of the wing of a Boeing 777, was flown to the French capital from Réunion in the Indian Ocean. From there, it will be transported to a Defense Ministry laboratory in Toulouse and analyzed. The Malaysian airline Boeing 777, traveling from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, vanished in March 2014. There were 239 passengers and crew on board. As desperate migrants continue to make attempts to get to Britain, Labour's acting leaders say that France should pay compensation to the UK people affected by the Calais crisis. In a letter addressed to Prime Minister David Cameron, Harriet Herman says that people and businesses should not bear the costs for border security failures. But Downing Street says that pointing the finger of blame is not the right way to find a solution. Calais migrants are making nightly raids to cross the Channel. The UK and France have pledged to tackle the issue.
On Thursday, migrants forced their way onto the tracks of the Channel Tunnel to try to sneak across to Britain. They remain undaunted by the arrival of 120 extra riot police on the French side. Freight and passenger traffic through the rail tunnel have been severely disrupted in past weeks as migrants desperate to enter Britain stepped up attempts to board trucks and trains traveling from France. According to the French media, the humanitarian and immigration crisis, in which 9 migrants have died since early June, has turned into a blame game between Channel Tunnel operator Eurotunnel and French and British politicians. On Friday, British Prime Minister David Cameron said his government will take action to deal with attempts by migrants in France to enter the country illegally via the Channel Tunnel. He says extra sniffer dogs and fencing are to be offered to Calais officials, and Mr. Cameron also spoke to French President Francois Hollande, saying both countries have to work together on the matter.
And the main news again. President Muhammadu Buhari today visited Benin Republic in continuation of his efforts towards strengthening regional coalition on the war against terrorism. The United Nations has pledged more support for Nigeria in the fight against insurgency, just as the Chief of Army Staff has given the assurance of professional conduct of troops during operations in the northeast of Nigeria. And some aggrieved workers of the PDP have called for the resignation of the party's National Working Committee over alleged fraud and maltreatment of staff. But the PDP leadership dismisses the allegation, saying it's false. And that's how it's been on the news at 10 tonight. I want to thank you so much indeed for being a part of it. I'm Gimba Omar. On behalf of all of us here, it's good night.